Great to have you on a Motown Monday. It is the Joe Pags Show. 1-800-383-9624. JoePags.com. Glad to have you along for the ride. So, I like the Hawaii Five-0. My grandmother always told me that I was related to the original Dano.
Really?
I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
She just told you that, or?
I'm pretty sure that he was in the family somehow. I don't know if he was a Wicks or Amelia or something. But from her side of the family, we were related to the guy that played Dano. I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head. Probably somebody Wicks, if we were related. Wickes. We were of the original Wickses in Rhode Island. John Wicks, my ancestor, settled Rhode Island. I think was part of the settling of Rhode Island with Roger Williams or something.
Wow.
I mean, that's what she told me, so I had no reason to think that she was making it up. Also, somehow related to Buffalo Bill Cody. There you go. You're welcome on my mom's side.
Look at you.
Yeah, you know, so I'm not 100% Italian. There's some old American in there, too. And when I say that, well, it's because you held slaves, and no, we actually fought against slavery through my entire line, so shut up. Also, somehow related to the Dalton gang. They robbed trains back in the day.
Interesting.
My grandmother's mother's maiden name was Dalton. Either way, at the end of the day, I like the Hawaii Five-0. The new Hawaii Five-0, you've got Scott Conn, who basically is James Conn, his father, but about a foot shorter. Polo, would you say a foot shorter? He's about a foot shorter than James Conn?
Probably so, yeah.
But he walks like him, he talks like him, he acts like him. He's like a mini-me. So you got Scott Conn, then you've got Alex Laughlin, I think, or maybe it's O'Laughlin, something like that. He's from Australia, but he speaks like with a New Jersey accent on the show for some reason. Then you've got Grace Park, who plays Kono. Then you've got, I can't think of the other guy's name. Either way, it's a pretty good show. And I watch it on DVR. So I got to be honest with you. It's going to sound stupid, but I don't know when the show is actually on. Just be honest with you. I don't know. But I DVR it, and last night I had 3 that were ready to go, so I watched all 3 of them. The last one, which is from this past week, and again, I don't know what day it airs, maybe Saturday? I don't know. But I'm watching it. Here's the premise of the show. And again, good show. Got great ratings in the first year or 2 that it was on. I don't know if it does as well now, but it's still a pretty good show. Just enough humor. It's a cop drama. It's a remake. It's what do they call it these days? A reboot of the old 70s TV show starring Jack Lord. It was even so weird, like a couple of months ago, they had they like digitized Jack Lord talking to the current Steve McGarrett, Alex O'Laughlin. And it was very weird. It was odd. And I guess the Lord family would have said okay to that. But anyway, long story short, I like the show. I'm watching last night, and keep in mind, these are people in the 5-0 task force in Hawaii, and they all carry guns. And they all have several guns, and then they have more guns. The premise of the show that I was watching last night was some guy stole a loader, like from some job site, and then I guess took it back to his garage or something and made it into this big, like, battering ram of a vehicle with this big, giant steel in the front. You can go through a wall and whatever else. He decides to drive this vehicle through the wall of, like, a gun range, where, you and I would go and we'd shoot down the range. Some people injured, nobody killed. Okay. He steals some major league, like big-time weaponry, weapons that are worth $100,000, $150,000, stuff like that. I'm like, it's an interesting premise of the show. And then the next thing you know, he goes and kills some guy on social media that's got 12 million followers, and the guy's whole profile is about how much he loves guns, and he's the gun guy and the gun man, the gun guru, gun. Long story short, this guy ends up taking hostages like at a courthouse. And in the courthouse, you've got several judges, one of whom has a concealed carry permit. And these are all the messages that I got from the show. Now, we're getting very close to an election. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because no matter where you turn in the media, you're now getting these messages, these overt messages on why you need Hillary Clinton. The entire objective of this guy was to go kill people with guns to prove how bad guns are. That's the reason he did it. His son, it turns out, was some mass murderer, and our society somehow made him a mass murderer. And there you go. He's now using guns to kill people with guns. And the entire time, Scott Conn is like arguing with the guy playing McGarrett. Paula, do you know, is it Laughlin or O'Laughlin, this guy Alex, the guy who plays McGarrett? Probably O'Laughlin, isn't it? I think it's O'Laughlin.
Probably.
Either way, so he's arguing. McGarrett's like, hey, people have the right, the Second Amendment right. And Scott Conn's response is, the Second Amendment talks about a militia and it talks about being well regulated. As they're riding around in the car with guns. Then McGarrett says, hey, well, we carry guns. We carry guns as part of our job, and that's necessary to protect the people. I mean, every message out of this guy's mouth was anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment, pro-Hillary Clinton, who, again, thinks that the Supreme Court got the Second Amendment wrong. So the end of it, the guy's in there and he's shooting up the courthouse. He's got a bunch of hostages, and he demands to go on live television and talk about why guns are so bad and the Second Amendment has to be changed and blah, 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 so on and so forth. While that's going on, what do you think the judge with the gun does? Just take a guess.
I don't know.
He decides to take the gun out. Again, the judge is one of the hostages. Take the gun out and shoot the bad guy. But he's a bad aim, and he shoots the bad guy in the arm. Bad guy shoots him twice. Judge is now clinging to life. And this is almost verbatim as far as what the bad guy says in the show. Well, there goes the theory that a good guy with a gun is going to help. I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, I am watching your show. Although I'm fast forwarding, I'm still seeing who your sponsors are. I see Chevrolet everywhere in the show. Chevy is a big sponsor of Hawaii Five-0. They all drive Chevrolets. And I love Chevrolet, by the way. I drive Chevrolet. This was the message that I got the entire program. The entire show was to talk about why police need guns, citizens don't need guns, concealed carry is wrong, mass murderers are made by our gun culture in this country, and we must take guns out of everybody's hands unless they're some sort of a member of the government or of the ruling class. And as Scott Kahn is talking to this guy after they catch him, or actually I think they were still talking on the phone, he says, listen, I agree with everything you say. I agree with everything you say. You're just not doing it the right way, man. Like, what are we doing? What are we becoming? And that's our pop culture. That's what we get. That's what we get because we've been so stupid and so blinded for so long. I'm watching this show, and now, Carrie, if I start just stopping watching everything that is trying to indoctrinate me, I'll be watching, my ceiling fan spin.
You'll be watching nothing on
nothing.
TV.
It'll be, hey, let's watch nothing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, all right, rant done. But, I mean, at some point we have to wake the hell up and realize the indoctrination coming from Hollywood, coming from the left, coming from Democrats, coming from Hillary Clinton, and so on. By the way, after the bottom of the hour break, there's another Project Veritas video. Did you watch this video at all today?
I haven't seen the video.
I mean, Hillary Clinton is completely implicated in having worked with super PACs to set up the problems at Donald Trump's rallies. I mean, these people say this came from the future president of the United States, and if she wants it, she's going to get it. We'll talk about that when we come back. I want to grab one quick one before I hit the break. AJ, I love you like a brother. I got less than a minute. Do it, my friend.
Big time Motown, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Hey, everybody ought to see the video. It's incriminating. But you know who's in the White House, so you know the media and all them going to let that slide up. Now, if that was me and you, Big Time Joe, we'd be under the jail right about now.
Under it, absolutely.
Yes, sir. And the worst part about it, hey, go to Fred Sanford. Go to Fred Sanford. The Sanford and Son, the Jeffersons, they killer. That's when TV was TV, and you had a blast watching.
I got to tell you what, I might have to go find where they're playing Sanford and Son because that show was great.
It's awesome. They play it on the high channels on your cable channel. Just check it out. Big time. It takes me back to when America was America.
I gotta go. I love you, AJ.
Right,
we'll talk again soon. Got to hit it. Back after this.